There's a little bit of anger in my head. There's a little bit of anger in my head. There's a little bit of anger in my head. I'm gonna let it go. There's a little bit of love that's in my heart. My heart. Just a little bit of love that's in my heart. There's a little bit of love that's in my heart. I'm gonna let you go. And when that wind blows harder and the night grows darker, I'll dance with you. There's a little bit of sadness going round. Just a little bit of sadness going round. There's a little bit of sadness round my town. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. And when that wind picks up now and the storm moves in, I'm gonna let it go. 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 I'm gonna let it. There's a little bit of happiness in here. There's a little spark of magic in the air. Maybe if we give in to fear, we'll let it go. We'll let it go. And when that wind picks up now and the storm sinks in and the secrets lifted and the truth has in, it's time to let it go. 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 It's time to let it. There's a little bit of sadness in my heart. Can you take me away from here? Can you take me away from here? Need your face to face my fears. Oh, it's you, my love. It's you, my love. It's you, my love, who helps me breathe. Take my hand and run with me. Take my hand and run with me. Fear not, love, we're of the sea. Oh, it's you, my love. It's you, my love. It's you, my love, who helps me breathe. When do we listen? When do we listen to our hearts? When do we listen? When do we listen to our hearts? Oh, when do we listen? When do we listen to our
Deerfield doesn't have a show.
When do we listen? When do we listen?
Close enough.
When do we listen to our hearts? Don't grow away from me. Don't grow away from me. Oh, it's you, my love. It's you, my love. Oh, it's you, my love, who brings me peace. How do you know that this is the end of the line? Don't you forget, at the end of it all, we head back to the start. Soon we'll plan to make it okay, to work it all out. Lest we forget that the truth means nothing without doubt. Holding on to nothing. Holding on to quiet in my head. Time has passed on by. Tell me where to go. Tell me who to be. And now I know that chasing time won't set me free. Fear is a plan to make me ask myself all the reasons why. How do you know that this is the end of the line? Holding on to nothing. Holding on to quiet in my head. Holding on to nothing. Holding on to quiet in my head. Quiet in my quiet in my head. Quiet in my head. Now I should probably know. Should probably know better than to hold on tight. The grip around my heart was put there by a woman blind. To say would be a sin much greater than the choice to go. This line is ending soon. And the reason is that now I know. Holding on to nothing. Holding on to something. There's a little bit of anger in my head. There's a little bit of anger in my head. There's a little bit of anger in my head. I'm gonna let it go. There's a little bit of love left in my heart, my heart. Just a little bit of love left in my heart. There's a little bit of love left in my heart. I'm gonna let you go. And when that wind blows harder and the night grows darker, I'll dance with you. There's a little bit of sadness going round. Just a little bit of sadness going round. There's a little bit of sadness round my town. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. And when that wind picks up now and the storm moves in, I'm gonna let it go. 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 I'm gonna let it. There's a little bit of happiness in here. There's a little spark of magic in the air. And maybe if we give in to fear, we'll let it go. We'll let it go. And when that wind picks up now and the storm sinks in and the secrets lifted and the truth hangs in, it's time to let it go. 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 It's time to let it. There's a little bit of sadness in my heart. Can you take me away from here? Can you take me away from here? Need your face to face my fears. Oh, it's you, my love. It's you, my love. It's you, my love, who helps me breathe. Take my hand and run with me. Take my hand and run with me. Fear not, love, we're of the sea. Oh, it's you, my love. It's you, my love. It's you, my love, who helps me breathe. When do we listen? When do we listen to our hearts? When do we listen? When do we listen to our hearts? Oh, when do we listen? When do we listen to our hearts? When do we listen? When do we listen? When do we listen to our hearts? Don't grow away from me. Don't grow away from me. Oh, it's you, my love. It's you, my love. Oh, it's you, my love, who brings me peace. How do you know that this is the end of the line? Don't you forget, at the end of it all, we head back to the start. Soon we'll plan to make it okay, to work it all out. Lest we forget that the truth means nothing without doubt. Holding on to nothing. Holding on to quiet in my head. Time has passed on by. Tell me where to go. Tell me who to be. And now I know that chasing time won't set me free. Fear is a plan to make me ask myself all the reasons why. How do you know that this is the end of the line? Holding on to nothing. Holding on to quiet in my head. Holding on to nothing. Holding on to quiet in my head. Quiet in my head. Quiet in my head. Quiet in my head. Now I should probably know better than to hold on tight. The grip around my heart was put there by a woman blind. To say would be a sin much greater than the choice to go. This line is ending soon, and the reason is that now I know. Holding on to nothing. Holding on to something. There's a little bit of anger in my head. There's a little bit of anger in my head.
Good evening, YouTube. Please welcome to the stage, Sam Jones. Woo!
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here to help us celebrate the release of the album Shadow People by the Heartstrings Project. And while we can't be all together in person because of the shitstorm that's happening across the world, I just want you all to know that I still shaved and put on perfume. Just want to let you know. Anyway, I was honored when my cousins Luke and Elias and Marina asked me to host. I was like, oh my God, I was like, oh, so honored. But I was nervous because two reasons. One, I can't pronounce their last name. And two, my humor is not very safe for work or anything. So I said, Luke, what should I do? You know, on a scale from weed to cocaine, where do I fall? And they were like, don't say anything that's not legal anywhere. So kind of like stick with wine. Okay, well, here we are. The Heartstrings Project wrote this record over the course of 2 years while they were on the road. They were completely separate. Let me see here. Luke and Marina were on separate tours. Elias, Peter, and Sam Quiggins were in Chicago. And they still made this incredible album that really radiates and makes our souls sing. And right now, in a time when we're so divided, music is the one language that no matter where you stand, where you are, what you're doing, can bring people together. And now, without further ado, check out AM. Thank you.
Sunshine, rise over me. Sunshine, rise over me. Keep my hands steady as I play the part. Keep my eyes open as my steady heart. And keep my heart open wide. Keep my heart open wide.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that little taste of what's to come. I'd like to welcome to the stage Luke, Elias, and Marina. The Heartstrings Project. Hello.
Hi, everyone.
We're missing a string. Oh, there you are. Okay, now I see everybody. Hi, guys.
Hi.
What's up, man? Thank you so much.
Isn't this fucking weird? We're in the Matrix. Like, hi. Hi. But it took a pandemic to bring us together. I haven't seen you guys in years, but we won't waste time with family drama now, will we? Talk to me about AM. Like, it's such a beautiful song. I feel like it feels almost like a ritual, a prayer, a mantra. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. We start off every show, sort of, it's a way for us to check in. And when we wrote AM, it was meant to be a prayer, asking for guidance and for the freedom to share our storytelling when we perform together. So it was a kind of a way to ground us all together in the moment. And yeah, that's how we start every show.
I love it.
Yeah.
And Elias, question for you, because your voice to me also feels like very angelic. Do you guys all feel, and I'll ask individually together, do you feel when you hit that flow, do you feel like you're vibrating at a different frequency where you're like, you're in flow with the poets and what all these creative people talk about? Do you guys feel like that when you're together?
I love that question. Absolutely. I think that's one of the joys of singing with these two and specifically with AM, that's kind of our way of tuning in and getting into a flow together. And because we're always coming from different places, as we travel around the country, and then all of a sudden we're together finally for a really short period of time. And except for the last 9 months, that was a gift.
Right.
Besides that, we aren't together. So this was our way to get in one synchronized flow. And
Literally tuning in.
exactly.
I mean, think about it. We're instruments. We need to tune, right? We need to get in tune and be on the same vibration so we could jive, so we could vibe together. I'm going to look at the script. Give me a second. Okay. The next song that's coming up, I don't know if you guys want to talk about that or we could talk about it later, but let's float away to the sounds of floating.
Ooh.
I am stuck in my head, dear. Pull me out into light. Our energy's moving, and I'm free from the fight. As we sway together, I forget all the things. All at once I can't tell what the future brings. 'Cause I'm floating, 'cause I'm floating.
As our bodies collide deep, I don't know where to hide. I'm as vulnerable as a star in the sky.
You can't see all my love floating by. You can't see how my love's floating by. You could see my love floating by. Maybe it's all in your eyes, dear. We can't hide from the view. So thanks for pulling it out of me. I'm lost now in you. 'Cause I'm floating, 'cause I'm floating.
I hope you all love that as much as I did. It's so beautiful and so well animated. I love it. I'd like to bring the full band now, which will be Marina, Elias, Luke, Peter, and Quiggins. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, I'm glad to have you all here. So now comes the nitty gritty. Don't worry, I'm not going to get dirty. What was it like? Unless you want me to. What was it like making an album? I mean, not everybody gets to do that. So what can you tell us what it was like?
Well, it was, I think it was about, it started with a thought and then the thought was sprinkled by really good friends. And the thought somehow made it to the computer, and somehow now it's out of our hands and into other people's thoughts, and it's scary as shit. And that's what happened. I mean, we have had these ideas rolling around. I've known these people forever, Peter and Sam, of course, my brother Elias and Marina. And it was just this joint effort that we went on this journey together from all over the world. I mean, I was in Israel at one point, and Marina was on tour, and Peter was in Chicago, and Quiggins was, I don't even know where, and Elias was, it's like we're all over the place, but somehow we always connected on this album. I was actually really sad when it came out, because I'm like, oh my God, now I can't call these dudes for the next mix.
Yeah, he said that to me today in the kitchen. He's like, man, I can't bother them now.
Yeah, and then Marina's like, we need to write the next one. Like, we need to write the next one. But yeah, that's where, for me, I mean, I don't know how you guys felt, but I just felt like I'm so honored that like we had a thought, and the thought like made it, you know, because we have so many thoughts and they're hard to catch.
I'm also honored that you guys were willing and trusting enough to let us put this thing together, and trust enough in this cohesive unit to, I mean, I had a tough time also. This is the first band I've ever been in, so it's a big deal. This is the first album I'm putting out under, you know, with a group of people that I love, that I'm, you know, it's a big deal. So so I'm just so super proud of it, and I'm so happy we got to do it in Chicago. Chicago is such a cool place for music, and it was such a treat to get to all come together from all the different places we were for that week, and track most of the album
together.
Yeah.
Pre-quarantine.
Also, I never realized how hard it is to do without loving people around you to support your vision and your music. And so having said that, I want to thank everyone who's watching right now for being here with us and for supporting us, because as much as I want to pretend that I'd put music out just on my own, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do this if I didn't know people were going to get to share it with us. And so that's a huge gift, just getting to feel everyone out there now, and having felt everyone this whole time who's been supporting us. So that's part of making an album for me that I didn't really know. So it's a lot of feelings right now.
You know, you guys got the good parents. You really did. Peter, what was it like working with these guys? How did you, when they started sending you the music, how were you feeling about it? Tell me everything.
I mean, it was just so interesting. And first of all, like, you know, the reason this works is because a band like this is like a creative family. It's literally like we're all farmers, and there's our garden, and we're all growing these little flowers, which turn out to be record songs on our album. And it's just like we're all doing that together. It takes an amazing amount of trust and love, and, you know, not only just artistic ability, but the ability to work with other people on art, which is just so weird. Okay, so anyways, so yeah, Lou called me up one day and he said, hey, Peter, we're going to do this band and you're going to be in it, and I want you to do something with this song, right? So he starts sending me tracks. He says, what should we do with this? That was our back and forth. And me coming from the world of, you know, I came from the world of rock music, of course, but I've been doing movies and films. So I started adding the cinema stuff that I kept feeling on it, and it just like came out. And then Luke grabbed onto that, and all of a sudden we had a new artistic place to go. So it just blossomed from there for me. And then working with Sam and Elias and these guys, it's just like, I mean, this works because your guys' hearts are as big as the moon, and that's why this works. It works for me, and I love it.
That's right. That's right. I feel like when your intention is aligned with your action, only the most beautiful things will manifest. Sam Quiggins, what about you? How did you feel about writing it? When they sent you the music, what were your feelings?
I mean, it's kind of shared emotions with the rest of these guys, especially with what Peter's saying. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But yeah, it's an amazing thing to like be around these people who are, you know, so wonderful. But, you know, this type of vibe amongst people, I think, breeds a community of people. And that's kind of how this band started, was from a community of people who kind of share in this way of storytelling and sharing, you know, this energy. I'm at a loss of words for it, but
no, I totally get it. I think everybody feels that.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, so for me, the music's always kind of come in bits and pieces because I've known these guys forever, and I think the biggest thing for me, on top of everything else that everybody else has said, is that I'm just thankful that we got the chance to all do this together before everything kind of shit hit the fan with COVID and the pandemic, and we were all able to get into a space together and really explore this
we did.
as a unit, which is not something we get to do very often. So
I love it. You better write your next album before the aliens land in Times Square.
And also,
guys,
Sam, I just wanted
sorry.
to say really quick before I forget that we recorded it at Dr. Cause Studios in Chicago, and Craig Williams is an amazing engineer. And I just wanted to give him a shout out because he was so patient with my pain in the ass mind and he was just amazing. And I just wanted to give him a shout out, and also a shout out to Olivia Hern, who created that music video. And because she's going to be doing another video later, Hello Truth. But I just wanted to put those out there.
Olivia animated Float, right?
Floating, yeah.
Floating. Unbelievable. Really beautiful. And just quickly, we didn't touch upon this, but the Heartstrings Project itself, can you just tell us a little bit about how it was it created? From what was it born? What was the impetus?
Yeah, sure. So Heartstrings Project was created in 2015, actually. And it was Luke and I in New York City, and we wanted to create a safe space for our friends who were from all different walks of life to come together and explore what tunes their heartstrings. And because we find that art and expression and yoga and mindfulness, but essentially just expressing yourself in the way that you wish to, is healing and healthy. And so we wanted to create a space for just that. And then we gathered with a bunch of friends and to explore that. We watched some TED Talks together, and we had conversations about art and expression, and it was just a wonderful community building. And then we started continuing writing music together, and to tune our heartstrings. And this album kind of came out of that. We didn't know we were writing an album until we kind of started getting further along. And we didn't know Heartstrings Project was going to turn into our band. But it all started as a community of people gathering to express themselves.
You guys, Heartstrings Project kind of sounds like Burning Man without the drugs. I'm going to introduce the next song, unless anybody has anything else to say. I'm going to introduce the next song before we run, which is the next song, Run. Not all of my jokes are good. I didn't prepare for that. I was very busy. Run. Please enjoy the next song, Run. Right there.
When I see your name, my eyes look away, as if to escape the thought that I'm not the only one. And when I hear your voice, I remember the days when I tremble aloud to his empty ears, and he'd reach for my hand and he'd say, run, girl, run, far away from the choices that haunt you so, far away from the voice that says don't let go. When I see your face, you know I'm actually fine, 'cause I see the truth in all of the thoughts you're trying to hide. And I see his too. Oh, and I know full well that all of the parts of his heart that I can't live without are the same parts that put you through hell. Oh, I say run, girl, run, far away from the choices that haunt you, so run, girl, run, far away from the choices that haunt you, so far away from the voice that says don't let go, 'cause that voice it controls and it takes a hold. It makes you feel small, it'll keep you cold, and it tells you it loves you, then it swallows you whole, 'cause that voice is the heart of your aching soul. Oh, that voice is a part of your aching soul. Yeah, the voice is a heart of your aching soul. Oh, the voices, run past the tears and the doubts of being alone. 'Cause your heart is the only heart that is home. Yeah, your heart is the only heart that is home. Oh, your heart is the only heart that is home.
Hello, we're back. And I am with the lovely, talented, amazing, kind Marina. Hello.
Hi, Sam. Hi, friend.
I really am so happy that you're with Luke and that you're part of the family. And even if you break up, FYI, I'm still going to be friends with you.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Oh shit, he's there. I forgot. Talk to me. I love the song Run. It reminds me of, we won't get into it, but there was a part of my life in my 20s. I'm 43. I have a very good ring light and a very good dermatologist. But in my 20s, I ran from a lot of things. I thought that I wanted a certain life because my parents were screwed up and they taught me that I should have this life. And I ran from my dreams, which were just being a personality and being out there and not being able to be put in a box. So when I stopped running from life, that's when I really started living, which is crazy. So can you talk to me about Run?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. That's very similar to what the song is about. I think we all can think of one time or another in our lives where we try so hard to run from our choices, from the voices in our head telling us whatever it is they're telling us, and we try and run from ourselves, and then we end up where we've run and we think, oh shit, I'm still me. What am I gonna do? I have to stop running. And I think this song, when I wrote it as a poem and I sent it to Luke. And Luke kind of surprised me with this song as a song. And it's really about many things. It really captures that moment in time. But when I wrote it, it was like in my head. And Luke was doing like a birthday party in Brooklyn. And I sat outside at a cafe and I wrote this song in its entirety, basically. So it just sort of bubbled up as a moment in time. And so I don't know how to explain it really. It's about,
you just did.
Yeah. It's about choosing to embrace the parts of yourself that you might feel fear in, choosing to love those parts and choosing to look head on into the things you're afraid of and stop running.
I feel like there's parts of ourselves that I think everybody feels, these parts that are ugly or shameful for one reason or the other. But when you bring it to light, when you talk about it, when you shine, you make the darkness go away and the shadow gets cast off. And now it's open and it can't hurt you anymore when you stop running from it and expose it. So right. I love that. Yeah. I'm not even going to tell a joke because that's just so beautiful. I was going to say something about cycles and period, but I'm going to just skip that. And I'm going to introduce the next song. It is the name of the album, but also my favorite song on it, Shadow People. Take a look.
Wanna call out, don't wanna leave a tear. Find my love, find when you're here. I'm searching for truth now, but this web's got me in chains. I'm fine, my love, I'm fine, yes I'm chained. I'm holding out, holding out, holding out, holding out. corrupt from the system that's stealing my air. Maybe this breath that I give you I'll share. Maybe leave some for me now, just to keep me alive. Maybe each morning my eyes see that sky. My eyes see a sky. I'm holding out, holding out, holding out as the world keeps a shifting. Guess I'm holding out, holding out, holding out in the shadows of me. Yes, I'm holding out, holding out, holding out as the world keeps changing and you're miles away and I'm miles from me. I don't want to scare you, I'm just trying to live on. But these habits of mine, they'll be gone, they'll be gone. And I know you can handle this change that's in me. I'm holding out, holding out, holding out as the world keeps a shifting. Yes, I'm holding out, holding out, holding out in the shadows of me. Yes, I'm holding out, holding out, holding out as the world keeps changing. You're miles away, and I'm miles from me. I'm searching for truth now, and some might say it's home. Maybe someday I won't feel alone. I won't feel alone.
You guys, I hope you love that as much as I did. I'm going to keep saying that because I do. And I just want to shout out my Aunt Marilyn because I recognize that French manicure anywhere, honey. Have such great stories about her, but we'll talk after. Your grandmother was always dressed to the nines, loved her so much, and I remember her perfume, just such a beautiful, beautiful, incredible woman. Luke, talk to me about shadow people, because it feels very like you're in your ego. When you're in your ego, you're making the same mistakes. So how did it talk to me? Am I right about that?
Yeah, for sure. Well, first off, Sam, thank you so much for doing this and like being able to hang and do this last minute as well. Because I know you're so busy and we're so thankful that you're doing this, number one. And
just remember when you blow up and you're super famous, I want to be backstage. It's a good look for my career, honey. Go on.
No, so shadow people is it's about being stuck in habits that don't serve you and running your life off your anxiety and fear opposed to your heart space. And that's kind of why I think we went with the album being called Shadow People. And the song for me was, we were thinking about recording it with the full band, but this is the only track on the album that it's just me and a guitar and that's it. I was a little worried about doing that because I haven't done that in a long, long time. I always like to have people with me. But everyone's like, you got to just do this by yourself. And I think stripping everyone away made it pretty vulnerable for me to kind of sit in front of a mic and play this song and sing about what I've been feeling for a long, long time. And that's separating the ego from myself and living in a place of a lot of anxiety and then stepping out of that and being like, whoa, like that is unnecessary. But not even being able to say that's unnecessary, living in that place for many years where I don't even see the difference. And you're walking that hamster wheel of walking in New York City and you can't remember the street names. I'm sounding like really depressing right now, and it's not a depressing situation. It's a beautiful one because I'm able to recognize that person now, and I'm not living in that shadow place. But it's funny. I need to say really quick. We had this conversation yesterday with the full band about what shadow people means, and my brother and Marina and everyone had a different feeling about, like, a shadow person could be a beautiful thing because it's your shadow and you see yourself, and there's so many ways you can define it. And I hope that when people listen to it, that they connect to it in a way that serves them the best. But for me, it came from a place of being completely stuck.
I feel like so many people live in their ego and they don't even know that they're living in their ego. And I feel like if more people got on board with just thinking a little bit bigger and thinking about each other and just take a second to just disconnect from the always on, right? Like you said, we're zombies. We're just like, wake up, got to go to work, got to do the same thing, got to do that. And I feel like a lot of people don't live their true self because of limited expectations that they have in their brain that their ego is actually, controlling. So this song is beautiful because when people start, it's almost like a reminder. It's like, be in the now. Respect yourself. It's a check.
Absolutely. And I think that the reason we did the lyric video this way was because I really wanted my family to be a part of it, because I think that there's something really interesting about your ancestry and the people that are like, that you haven't met, but that live in you, that the people that shut you down or fill you with light, but you don't know them, you haven't met them, but they're back there, all the way back there. And now you're the evolution of these people that you've never met. And my grandmother, Grandy, who is a huge inspiration for me and for you and for the family, who's a beautiful singer. I wanted her hands on this piece because I think her hands and my father's hands and my mother's hands were on the piece, and my brother and Marina. They're all people that have shaped me. But beyond that, they're just like this vessel from people that I've never met. And I'm just trying to figure out, while I'm on this damn planet, who the fuck those people were. And like through music, and that's how I do it. And that's what this song is ancestry and their bad habits, and me trying to be like, this time, this generation, it's going to stop. It's going to stop right here, and we're going to live fully, I'm hoping. But I feel
like you're wasting your life if you're not living your authentic life. It's like, what are you doing then?
Right.
It's you just don't, you're in a dis-ease when you're not aligned, right? And that dis-ease causes disease. Now we're going to get into some witchy shit. No, I'm just kidding. Guys, please, I'm going to introduce the next song. Please enjoy just a little bit.
There's a little bit of anger in my head. There's a little bit of anger in my head. There's a little bit of anger in my head. I'm gonna let it go. There's a little bit of love that's in my heart. My heart. Just a little bit of love that's in my heart. There's a little bit of love left in my heart. I'm gonna let you go. And when that wind blows harder and the night grows darker, I'll dance with you. There's a little bit of sadness going round. A little bit of sadness going round. There's a little bit of sadness round my town. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. And when that wind picks up now and the storm moves in, I'm gonna let it go. 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 I'm gonna let gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it. There's a little bit of happiness in here. There's a little spark of magic in the air. And maybe if we give in to fear, we'll let it go. We'll let it go. And when that wind picks up now, and the storm sinks in, and the secrets lifted, and the truth gets in, it's time to let it go. 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 It's time to let it. There's a little bit of sadness in my heart.
Hello, everybody. How beautiful was that? I'd like to now welcome to the stage. I have to look at my screen. I'm old. Eddie, Claudia, Marina, Luke, Elias, Peter, and Quiggins.
What's up,
Round
guys?
of applause
Eso
for you all, you guys.
es.
Can you tell the audience, by the way, that hat, Claudia, is amazing.
I got it because I thought it was the vibe.
No, it's, I mean, I never saw a band. There's not one ugly person in this band. Do you know any ugly people? That's terrible. There's no such thing as ugly people. You guys, can you please tell me how you met?
Yes.
Oh.
One of you guys.
Well,
Who wants to start?
we met on tour, actually. We were on tour for On Your Feet, with On Your Feet, the show, the story of Gloria Stefan for, the show was 2.5 years, but we met like almost like towards 6 months in the tour.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've been family since then.
Yeah, Eddie and I joined the tour together.
Yeah.
Correct. In February of 2018.
18, yeah.
It was our first, I mean, we joined together, we were swings together, so we were rehearsing together every day. We got really close. And these guys are brilliant filmmakers, cinematographers. Claudia is a visual artist. Eddie's an amazing, I mean, on top of being amazing performers, they're just great people, and they make really good food, and we danced a lot together. It was just a blast being on tour with them, and I'm so thankful that they lent us their gifts otherwise too. They're filmmaking.
Yeah, we just actually connected in so many ways that when we say like we're a familia, but like it can pass so many months, and when we talk, it's like we just talked yesterday. It feels. I mean, we were on the road like what, for 1 year and 4 months or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
2 months.
Yeah. So Marina basically she's like my wife. I know Luke. Luke knows about it. Like Marina, she's my wife.
He's
and
my
Mulet
show
too.
husband. Right.
Listen, honey, it's 2021 almost. Let your freak flag fly. Claudia, where are you? Where are you guys tuning in from, Claudia? Where are you now?
I'm New York, Brooklyn.
Oh, yes, girl, represent. That's my hometown. Eddie, where are you?
I'm in Puerto Rico right now.
Oh, Puerto Rico.
Yeah, in Puerto Rico, eso es. Yeah.
I went to Puerto Rico when I was 19, 18 or 19, and I was like, I am meeting Ricky Martin. Okay, I'm definitely meeting Ricky Martin. It didn't happen.
He's my neighbor. So you can come and visit whenever you want.
Well, I didn't
I'm
meet him, but I
kidding,
did have dinner accidentally at the Parrot Club. I don't know if it's still there. I sat next to Gene Hackman and Morgan Freeman while they were filming a movie. I'm dating myself right now. You guys, thank you so much for all being here. And I'm going to introduce the next song, which is Pretty Eyes. My eyes used to be way prettier before the plague started because I used to get, I used to get Botox, but I also used to get fake eyelashes. And now I just look, now it's all about just being natural.
Right.
Okay.
You
the
look
next
amazing,
song is
Mama.
Pretty Eyes. Please enjoy the next song.
Pretty eyes, quit haunting me. You deserve the things you dream. So I'll be waiting patiently for you to come home and look back to me. Pretty eyes, I'll see you soon as I sit still to catch the moon. I know you're holding her gaze too, so I listen closely to hear the tune singing. Your dreams are mine now. Your dreams are mine now too. Pretty eyes, green as the leaves, changing color silently. As hours pass, they start to beam. Louder and brighter they seem to be singing. Your dreams are mine now. Your dreams are mine now too. Your dreams are mine now. Your dreams, your dreams. Pretty eyes, oh I believe. Look my way, then take a leap. Float down life's long stream in peace. I follow you blindly, my eyes you'll be.
Guys, we are here right now with Luke, Elias, Quiggins, and I am going to talk about that whole song was 2 cellos. Can we talk a little bit about that? Because that's incredible.
Sure. So my main instrument in the band in general is just cello. So all the strings you usually hear in most of the tracks is me playing. But this one was kind of especially cool because both Luke and I, fun fact, grew up playing cello. And we actually only recently discovered that it's very possible that we crisscross paths as kids, because I actually used to come up to Suzuki Institutes in the summer in Chicago and study with the same teacher that actually taught Luke as a child. And we only really discovered that actually as we were recording the album. But and Pretty Eyes was a cello heavy song at first, but when we did it live, we made sure that it was going to be something that both of us got to play at the same time, which, I mean, Luke can speak for himself, but for me personally, it was really special to share the stage with him in that way.
That's beautiful, Quiggins. But I just want to say this, and I don't take any offense to this, you look so badass that you don't look like a cello player. You look like a rock and roll, and then you come out with this cello. What a juxtaposition. I mean, very cool. Anyways.
Thank you very much. It's all for the shock and awe of it.
That's my whole life, honey.
Yeah.
Luke, talk to me.
Yeah, no, on this album though, I can't say that I played the part. Sam played both the cello parts. He got his butt in the in that cello room and recorded over himself, harmonized over himself. Something with this album that another thing that kind of blew our minds is Sam has been diving into playing cello with a loop pedal. So he presses the loop pedal and then he plays over himself and he continues and it's just something so beautiful. For the next album, I really want to write a song where it's just him on his cello with his loop and we sing over it and that's the whole thing. And for when we play it live, it's fun to pick up my cello and play it with him because having that moment with him while Elias and Marina sing about this beautiful song and Sam and I can be together on it too. But for the album, I have to say Sam played both the cello tracks because he is a badass. He's one of the best. So it was really, we're just so always thankful for Sam and what he can do on that cello.
Elias, this was a very intimate album for you. Can you tell us, like, especially this song, do you want to talk a little bit with me about intimacy? I know that's weird because I'm your cousin. But...
Yeah, but that's part of intimacy is being able to talk about things with anyone and especially your family. So I'm open to it. And this song is so intimate because especially in this day, we have to be scattered. Like we can't see the people we want to see always. And so this song is about when you look up at the moon, so is your loved one, so is your family member, and we're all connected through the light of the moon or through the green of the trees or through whatever reminds you of that person, and then you can feel them. And something magical is happening is I believe people are starting to learn how to feel others' presence even if they're not around because we have to. And this song is all about that, and it's my wish that this song becomes a lullaby for families to share with each other and their children as a reminder that if mom or dad has to go to work and they travel, they're still connected through the moon or the trees or the breeze or whatever reminds the kid of their parent. And I think it's just an important message for now and for always. So that to me is the true intimacy, is that no matter how far we are, we're right there with each other. And that's scary for people to know that I'm sitting literally in the same space as you right now. That's true intimacy. And so I hope this invokes just that.
You guys, I'm not even drunk or on any type of hallucinogens, and I feel like I'm on mushrooms being around all of you. I'm like one with nature right now. I'm totally tapped in to the universe. I feel like Carl Sagan and like the guy who invented acid, whose name I forgot because I might be just a little bit drunk. You guys, we're going to take a little break so you can freshen up. How long do we have for the break? Freshen up, drinks,
as long
do
as
a bit.
Yeah.
I was going to dress up as a character. I have a character. His name is Uncle Bobby. He's this Italian guy that I used to be friends with. He was my client in Bay Ridge. He talks a little bit like this. How you doing, everybody? My name is Uncle Bobby. I'm here from Staten Island Motors, but I don't have the outfit because I'm in between houses. So on that note, let's take a break and then we'll come back in
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah, 5
Cool.
minutes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Intermission. Amazing.
Can you take me away from here? Can you take me away from here? Need your face to face my fears. Oh, it's you, my love, it's you, my it's you, my love, who helps me breathe. Take my hand and run with me. Fear not, love, we're of the sea. Oh, it's you, my love, it's you, my love. It's you, my love, who helps me breathe. When do we listen? When do we listen to our hearts? When do we listen? When do we listen to our hearts? Oh, when do we listen? When do we listen to our hearts? When do we listen? When do we listen? When do we listen to our hearts? Don't grow away from me. Don't grow away from me. Oh, it's you, my love. It's you, my love. Oh, it's you, my love, who brings me peace. How do you know that this is the end of the line? Don't you forget, at the end of it all, we head back to the start. Soon we'll plan to make it okay, to work it all out. Lest we forget that the truth means nothing without doubt. Holding on to nothing. Holding on to quiet in my head. Time has passed on by. Tell me where to go. Tell me who to be.
Good evening, YouTube. Thanks for sticking around. Please welcome to the stage, Sam Quiggins.
What's up, everybody? You probably weren't expecting me to come back on, and God forbid I try to even do any type of hosting after the beautiful job that Sam Jones is doing. The next song on our album is called Hello Truth, and I was kind of tasked with introducing the song, even though I'm probably the last person that feels comfortable talking in front of people. But I had the pleasure of doing this, or getting to speak about really the world when we had a chance to play live back in August down in Chicago in a very socially distanced, safe, and very well taken care of spot at Summer Stage at the Space. And at the time, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, pretty much right by where we were at the time. And I remember the morning of, we kind of had an agreement that we felt it was important to say, or just kind of address our audience in a way that was relevant to the present moment in the world, as we're getting the opportunity to have this platform to express this music that, not only we really connect to ourselves, but we hope that the people that listen to it connect to as well. And one of the things that, I wanted to point out about was, at the time, or just in general, there seems to be a general sense of difficulty when it comes to how we communicate with each other as human beings. And, you know, when you listen to this album, if you listen close, you can really tell it's a lot of personal experiences, you know, from Luke and Marina and the other people who have helped, you know, write this. And I think the really amazing thing for people when they listen to this is it's so relative to the personal experience for themselves in their life. And so, you know, and then you can kind of expand upon that into all sorts of things in life in general, in society in general, I feel like. But, you know, the kind of the theme of this album follows this idea that all of us are stuck in this everlasting struggle and kind of war with ourselves, where we are constantly pushing back against, you know, in the terms that we like to use when we're storytelling is we use fear and we use truth. And they kind of counter each other and balance each other out. But essentially, I think the point of the album for me is that there's such a struggle that exists in all of us that we all share together as one people, as one humanity. We all struggle with this everlasting battle between fear and truth within ourselves. And what it comes down to, when I say truth, is, you know, truly believing that who you are as a person, you know, trusting in that, and, you know, and however that means to you. And really, you know, the kind of epitome of the album is the song Hello Truth, which you guys are about to hear. And it really speaks upon these two ideas of fear and truth, which I hope you hear. And it, you know, when I hear the song, it brings up a quote of mine that I really often refer to in times when I'm personally struggling or having a tough time in the world. And it has to do with fear, and I'm probably not getting the quote perfectly correct, but it's by the author Cheryl Strayed, and she says fear in its greatest extent is basically a story that we have told ourselves, and we have the choice to choose a different story. This next song is Hello Truth. Thank you.
The truth is lying in my mouth. The truth is hiding in my soul. I don't know where I'm going now. The truth resonates within me now. I never want to go out and tell my secrets to you. Whose truth do you mean? I never agree. I got my whole life ahead of me. This truth stuck in my mouth. It never will come out until I step into the role I wanna be. The role I wanna be. Takes me by the hand. The fear is dancing all around. I sink into its love affair. The fear is made a little friend of mine, the doctor for my truth disease. We zip up empty space inside. This fear that I need, I never agree. Fuck you for hiding what's inside of me. This fear stuck in my mouth. It always will come out until I step into this role I wanna be. This role I wanna be. constantly on your own, always in your thoughts, always in your thoughts. When you're constantly all alone, constantly all alone, constantly all alone, always in your thoughts, always in your thoughts, always in your thoughts, always in your thoughts. Hello, truth. When you're constantly all alone and you're always in your thoughts, always in your thoughts, you're always in your thoughts, always in your thoughts, always. Hello, truth. When you're constantly all alone and you're always in your thoughts, you're always in your thoughts, you're always in your thoughts. Hello, truth. Hello, truth.
You guys, that animation, I felt like I was in it. Like I felt like I just went into a whole other world. Olivia, well, I'd like to welcome everyone back. And now we have Olivia here who animated that video. Oh my God, can you, how?
Wow, big question.
Like, what was the process? Did they send you the music and then you animated?
Yeah, well, after I got connected with these guys, they sent me a couple of their songs. And when I heard this song for the first time, it was just, it's thrumming and there's all of those, there's like, within the music, there's all these amazing textures and colors. And I was saying to them, the moment I heard it, I just had this image in my mind of a flame, something that keeps on burning and it going on a journey throughout all of these spaces and locations. And yeah, I just wanted to, I love like the handmade texture and like folklore inspired vibe to a lot of their music. And so I just felt like I wanted to make something that felt very handmade and dynamic. And so I landed on playing with hand-drawn stop motion and using this very organic oil painty style to sort of create something that feels representational of all of these spaces and moods, but also feels dreamy and of something that, you know, is made by hand. And to sort of just like evoke like the emotional state that the song made me feel like.
Well, I think that your the way that you brought it to life with the visuals totally complements each other. And actually, I can't tell whether you sent them the art and then they wrote, or they wrote and then you did the art. So it's absolutely fantastic. And it's so beautiful when art can be like a synergy with another art, because music is art and art is art and painting. And it's really, that's why we're here. You know, it really inspires the masses when you could use art to change the vibe. Luke, tell me a little bit about the song.
Well, this was the first song I ever wrote, not on a guitar. I wrote this on my computer. I was backstage of a show, and I was a swing in this show called 100 Days by the Banksons. They're an amazing, shout out to them. They're amazing. And I was backstage, and I was on my computer, and I was messing around with different sounds. And I'm so old school. Like, I love just playing the guitar and singing. And I don't know much about, you know, different sound effects. And I was like, wait, I'm going to try hitting this button and this button on my computer and make my computer be a keyboard and dive into these different recording things. And I created this hook, and I just kept going and singing into my computer and pressing buttons. And then I had a thing. And then I remembered thinking in that moment, I need to call Peter. I haven't talked to Peter in so long. And I just felt him helping me with the song. It came out of just nowhere. And I called him and I sent him the track, and he's like, yo, I got you. Like, I got you. And then he just helped me expand this thing. It was just a cool collaborative kind of out of the box. I mean, it sounds different from every other song on the album. Yeah.
Peter, you're like the Maharaji. Okay, you're like the music Maharaji. So when he sent you over the music, were you like, wow, I see exactly what we need to do here?
Yeah, well, so check this out. So this is what happens, you know, it's just like what probably happened for Olivia. It's like when somebody shows you something, a piece of an artwork, and this was a base of a song, you know, and it went through my head, and it's just like immediately I hear orchestras here and I hear special effects here. That's what you know, that's what like Luke does that too, and you guys too. This is just an artistic process. And so what we created was what's like it's kind of like a hybrid score. It takes that synthesizer stuff and all those cool sequences that Luke created, and then we added special effects. Like we made it into a movie. And but check it out, it's not even the music that inspired all that, it's the lyrics of the song that created the film, that when it went through my head, it brought out all that other music. So when I started layering that on top, it was just, for me, it felt completely natural. And I just like, I don't know if you remember this, Luke, but I just literally like jumped into it like literally that night. I just like started because it was very inspirational. And I'm sure, like Olivia, I'm sure you felt the same way. You know, about
yeah, it's a very cinematic feeling song. Like you said, it just feels really broad in scope. It just feels like a song that kind of encompasses a lot of space in a good way.
I feel like we're all artists with a canvas in front of us. And Luke, you put your brush strokes on the canvas, and then you brought it to me, and I said, "Oh my God!" I got my palette, and I started going for it. And then Olivia, you the same way. You brought out your palette, and you started going for it, and then we created this piece, and here we are.
Yeah,
that's beautiful. And I just want the people out there who think that they're not creative, the adults, the kids, whoever's watching this, I hope kids aren't watching this. But if they are, only because I'm hosting, but don't ever feel like you're not creative because you're an accountant or a dentist or a lawyer, or we all are born. That is what our purpose, our soul is, creativity. And a lot of times I feel like people are angry, or they have this, like, that anger is just trapped passion that hasn't been manifested, right? It's like stuck inside of us. So even if you don't think you're a painter, get a fucking easel, go to the store, get a couple of different colors of paint and paint some shit. It doesn't have to be good. Just get it out there. Redecorate your closet. You could use and infuse creativity in your daily life all the time. So never think that you're not, because that's just something that, like, the conservatives want us to believe. I'm just kidding. We're all one. And next, the bed is made. Check out this video. It's called "At Least the Bed is Made."
Everything is out of place. It's raining and the day's gray. I miss my home, it's hard to wait, but at least the bed is made. The world's a cold, cold place, I know, but at least the bed is made. My body's changed when I wake at 8. It's hard to dream on such a day. The sun is hiding and the sky's gray. My hands are hurting as the pencil is tracing. The world's a cold, cold place, I know, but at least the bed is made. My call's taking, dreams are breaking, but at least my sheets are soft. My toes are painted, my hands are not. At least my food is hot. At least the bed is made. my food is hot. At least the bed is made. Ooh, yeah.
So you guys, we have the full band here, and we have Chris Yarrow, who was part of the making of At Least the Bed Is Made. You guys, hello and welcome. Chris, welcome. I love that song. Tell me a little bit about how you guys met and how this song came together. And I think you should, it behooves you to tell people what instrument you actually play.
Sure.
Your main.
Hi everybody. My name's Christopher Yarrow, and I play the wash tub bass, which is a galvanized tub and a single string with a stick. And I met Luke and Marina down at the Kerrville Folk Festival, which we've mentioned maybe before in this broadcast, but it's an amazing 18-day festival where we stay up all night and singer-songwriters share their music. And I heard Luke and Marina play. And they came up to me and said, "Hey, we saw you on stage. I was playing with my dad, Peter Yarrow of Peter, Paul, and Mary, and he was doing a solo
Holy
show."
shit!
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was playing, and they said, "Well, we saw you, and we saw your dad, and he on stage, he asked for singer-songwriters to come and help him and go into schools, and he has this idea he wants to do to help kids write songs and do songwriting." And Luke and Marina came over and said, "Hey, we want to get in touch with him." And I said, "Sure, I'll put you in touch." We exchanged phone numbers. I heard them play. I fell in love 6 different ways with them. And we stayed in touch. And I got another text saying, "Hey, Christopher, any chance that you and your dad can come play on this album? We're going to be in Chicago this 1 week." And I said, "Well, I'm going to be in Michigan. I can fly out and drop in." And I got to drop in this amazing studio and meet Sam and meet Peter and meet Elias and their parents. And we all ate food together and found out that Julie, Luke and Elias's mom sang in the New York Choral Society with my dad. And so there was all this connectivity in the Kerrville Folk Festival. Anyway, I played washtub bass. I got to get in there. Don't be fooled. So much of this bass that you hear is Sam. I'm in this low frequency thing that you'll hear on your album or if you're tuned in. And I just love everything about this. So and the bed is made. I'm a big bed person, and so I really enjoy it all. I've enjoyed it.
I truly believe, well, thank you so much. First of all, holy shit that Peter pulled. That's crazy. But awesome that you're so humble and that you're, that's great. That's very nice to meet you. Just going back to the bed being made, my day I can't start my day right unless my bed is made, because that's the first step, right? That's the first step in doing something. And if you do nothing else all day during the plague and you're home and now we're going to be on lockdown again, make the fucking bed. Because after you do that, you can do everything else. Okay, make the bed. Hold on, I gotta look at the script.
And things go so badly if you don't make your bed too. Like the day really is bad.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's an actionable step that you can take toward accomplishing something which raises your frequency, again, some witchy shit. And then once you align all of that, you start vibrating at a certain frequency, and now you're manifesting. You're bringing things that you want to have happen because you're taking the action to do it into the ether. And that's how certain people...
Unless you don't like making the bed and you want your room to be a mess. And some people love the mess. And if you love the mess, keep the mess. But if you don't, just make your bed. Right.
That's right. Luke, don't let my
Amen.
husband hear you say that, because that's our biggest fight. Why didn't you make the fucking bed? Why are you waiting for me to make the bed? So I disagree humbly. Marina, you wrote the music for the song. Do you want to talk a little bit about what inspired you?
Absolutely.
Was it because Luke didn't make the bed?
Yes. No, it was not. Luke's actually better at making the bed than I am. But it was actually a song. The lyrics were my sister's, believe it or not. This is something I love so much about this band, about being a part of this project, is that this was a family collaboration, and these guys so graciously were like, yes, let's put it on this album. My sister was stoked about it. And I wrote the song with her. So I wrote the music. She gave me a poem. My sister actually is a beautiful artist as well, who sings, and she's the reason that I pursued singing in the first place. So yeah, that's what Lisa Bet is made.
This is like one big happy mishpacha. I'm like touched. I'm touched.
That means family for anyone who's not celebrating Hanukkah.
I know what it means, and I'm not celebrating Hanukkah. I'm not. I used to get 8 gifts, and then, it's a whole long story. My mother, you don't want to hear it. And now, please, without further ado, enjoy Bird Song.
I always feel the need to fly away. So much easier to go than choose to stay. No, I'm happy, never truly knowing anything. Oh, I roam and fall in love with fractured pieces of people. I fall head over heels for cobblestones and church steeples. But now my mind has grown weary with every passing city. What is love? I'd rather hit the road than stay inside. I got too many places left to hide. But through tears I always find my way back home to you. Even birds make nests sometimes. I found a quiet place where I feel sound. When I'm there, my feet don't touch the ground. But goodbye is getting harder, and finding new hellos to fill me up is getting rough, But what is love? What is love? What is love?
No coincidence that life don't really make much sense. No coincidence. No coincidence. What is love? 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 Heart is one big scar, and to heal it I need you and your guitar. And when there's love, here, I never want to leave. I've never known a nest that's weathered storms as well as you. No goodbyes are the hardest thing a human heart can do. I'll do my best, my heart can rest. Even birds make nests. Oh, oh, oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, Humans. Welcome back. We are here now with the band. Well, we're here with Marina, Luke, and Jorge and Oz, who are who you see dancing in the video. Would you please talk to me about how you guys met, the story? How did this come to be? Tell me everything.
Baby. No, okay, I'll go. So we got to see their show here in Chicago. We moved from New York in August and got the chance to like sneak into their show in Evanston. And this is one of the songs were on the show. And we were listening to it, and the song ended, and we looked at each other, and we were like, wow, we were like vibing with the song and feeling it. And we just felt the need to just get up and dance. And we're this need was to just get up and like see how our bodies feeling this song.
And I remember telling, because Marina and I know each other for quite some time now, and we all know each other from that experience, which will not be named. But from that experience, I knew that Marina was one of my soul sisters, one of those people that you're supposed to meet in your life. And then when we came to the show, and obviously we were going to support, I was looking over and I saw him like vibing with it. So then one night over vegan lasagna, yes, we're vegan. One night over vegan lasagna when we were with Marina and Luke, I was like, can you just like take out your guitar and like just play it for us? Because we really want to just dance. And they were like, sure, let's see where it goes. And from that moment, we were like, okay, I feel this movement. I want to move this way. Like, can we make something out of this? And then at first it was just, I guess it's important to explain like the difference between a creative artist and an interpretive artist, where Marina might have created the song once a while ago, and we interpreted that creation. And then Marina was the one who was our videographer that day. So she interpreted our interpretation of her creation. So it's very interesting to see how it all went out. Yeah. And that's essentially what you saw.
I love it. It's so meta, but it's also very like, it's just symbiotic, where everything just happens so naturally and seamlessly. And talk to me about, there's another guest that's here that you're hiding your pussy. You guys, I'm not talking, you'll see what I mean.
This is she's here to remind everyone about the importance of spaying and neutering your animals. This is her spacesuit, and she really wants to go down, so I'm gonna let her go.
But she made her debut in the video, and
she was a star.
I think a fun fact about this video, we took a camera. It's one day in Chicago. Okay. We just went out, and whatever we came across, we were just like working with it and then like enjoying the moment.
Even that desk that you saw in the alleyway just so happened to be there. And we were like, there's a desk. You know what that means, right? And then clearly Marina had a vision for it.
It was just, I'm just so thankful to these guys for being willing to move to this music and for offering up their insane talent to be in this video and to create this thing with us. And also to trust me in just, filming them around the city, like, oh, put your hands on a wall, whatever, like we just made it happen. And I'm so thankful that they're those kind of improvisational artists, and just them improvising and doing, what bits of choreography they had was just like mind-blowing to me, because they're so talented, and I'm just so thankful.
It was
so
all
wonderful.
Off of that. It really was all improv.
Yeah.
All the bits and pieces were probably like the shaped parts of what actually looked good, because we were going ham that day. I guess like for whoever was watching that video, it looked like what it felt like to do. And that's like the best way we can explain it.
Yeah. That's the most authentic feeling in the world. It's so genuine because it's so real, and you can't fake real, right? So when something moves you and you're able to articulate that through dance or another medium, art, dance, paint, music, it's incredible. It raises our vibration. I keep saying that, and I know I sound like a white girl Pinterest board, but it is what it is. Now, Marina, you wrote this song originally to Luke. Like, this was a poem, right? About relationships and kind of like hinting to him that you wanted to start one. Am I blowing up spots here, or?
So, I mean, this was yes, Luke and I had been courting one another for a while. But I was away in Sweden, and we were sort of in the back and forth game, and I was taking time to come to terms with the fact that I'm the person that wrote Run, if you remember the
And
song.
I'm the person who wrote Shadow People, holding on.
So we were trying to deal with that, and
I'm the person who's always listening to the two of them harmonizing the relationship, and it's been one of the greatest parts of my life. But I just wanted to add that in because they go into these complexities of like, I know why they're writing the song, but they don't, because they're in it and it's inspiring. But I get to like take a moment out of it and go, oh, you're in love with him. Oh. And then, but I'm not going to say anything. I just harmonize and listen. And anyway, I just had to interject that because.
No, Elias, you know what? You're the observer.
I'm the observer.
You're the observer, and and that's inspiring you too. You know, that and it's such your band and your friends, you know, Jorge also and Oz, like there's so much love, Quiggins and Peter, and everyone has just, it feels like, you know, there's like that one person where you're like, I don't know about him or her, but like everyone I met out of the people who are part of this project, part of this album, are incredible human beings who seem like they have like the best intention for the greater good. And I think that your music can inspire the masses to have that same feeling, to have that same intent, if that makes sense.
You know, Sam, during intermission, I actually called Marina because I wanted to tell her that I hope that she's enjoying what's happening, because even though like there is work for it, it didn't feel like work, because when you have a friendship as authentic and as I have so much love for these humans, I would get run over for them. I would get that check.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I would get that workers' comp check for them.
Well, hopefully you don't have to do that. You could just, you know, continue to add your beautiful art, your performance art to their new songs, their next album that's probably coming in the works.
Yeah, I'm gonna go off that. Lastly, is people they don't need to lend their lives; they need to lend their art.
Yeah,
That's it. Just transfer that anger into, instead of giving your life away, make art. And so I'm grateful that you did that with us, Jorge and Oz, and because you needed to let it burst out. And that's improv, is life. It's just living, and you were living, and we recorded it. And I'm grateful that you made art with us. And
Amen.
It's so beautiful. You know, I used to think before I was in a 9-year relationship that it was like, make love, not war. But then you're in a 9-year relationship and you're like, make art, not war. Yeah, that's it. I hate to tell anybody over 43, once you hit 40, your libido's like, like everything else on you. Good times. And now are we moving? Should I introduce? Yeah.
Yes, we're gonna say goodbye, and you're gonna say hello to.
Who am I saying hello to? Greg
Spero.
Greg Spero. Let me tell you a little bit about Greg Spero. Okay. They call him Spirit Fingers. You know why? Not because of that, because he is a master of the piano. Hello, Greg.
How's it going, Sam?
It's going great. How are you? It looks like it's snowing behind you.
It's freezing cold here in LA. It's really terrible.
Yeah, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas in LA on Hanukkah. Talk to me about Tiny Records.
So, all right. You'll have to excuse me. I'm a little out of breath. I'm in my home studio here, and actually right before you pulled me on, my camera died. So I had to run to the other room and grab the battery and come back to plug it in. But we're all good. So as I catch my breath here.
Don't catch your breath. Listen, I lose my breath these days just standing up sometimes. So don't worry about it. I got you. Take a minute. Everybody, that's all we have is time now, right?
It is all we have. And each other.
And each other.
But speaking of that, Tiny Records, it's a company that's actually started years ago when I started recording the Tiny Room series in my studio in Los Angeles after I ended the 3-year tenure I had with pop artist Halsey. And I originally did it as a collaboration between jazz and pop artists. And then the pandemic happened and I turned it into a little bit more of a legitimate record label because we couldn't actually do videos anymore, and started poking around to see who I thought who people didn't know about yet that I think people absolutely need to know about. And I actually have known Luke for a long time because his dad is my dentist, who I still go back to Chicago for, from LA to get my dental work done at least once a year. For anybody else, I would definitely recommend Dr. Wygodny. But anyway, Luke, I had known his progression through going to school for acting and then being in these cool productions, but I didn't know that he had this depth of talent in his expressiveness of songwriting and singing that came out in the Heartstrings Project. So when I heard about it and I heard the music, I thought, this is insane. And I can't believe this is just beginning now. I can't believe people are just beginning to know about it. And I want to support it in any way that I can. So I was so happy to welcome them into the Tiny Records family and really humbled to be able to support such an incredibly talented group. I think they're just at the very beginning of what they're doing right now. This is I think we're all lucky to be here at this moment in time for the Heartstrings Project.
Absolutely. Would you mind playing us maybe a little something on your beautiful piano there and on the ivory keys?
Yeah, sure. What should
Before you play, I have to ask you a question.
Yeah, sure.
Is Jay, my Uncle Jay, is he gentle in the mouth? Does he have a gentle hand? Because I'll fly to Chicago. I need a root canal, honey, like tomorrow.
You know, I've experienced a little bit of pain, but he has gotten the job done with the least amount of changes to the actual tooth structure. I mean, this is just incredible. Quick story about Dr. Wygodny, all right, as long as we're all family here. When he changed his practice and I was gonna go see another dentist because he was really far away, and some other dentist I saw her and she said, okay, you've got this work that needs to be done and it'll get really bad really soon if you don't get this work done. It was 6 cavities or something like that. And I've had 1 in my life. And then I went back to Jay and got a second opinion. And he said, no, don't do the dental work. Just take care of your teeth and do these things every day. And I have not had a cavity. And that was like 10 years ago when he moved his practice or something like that. I don't know.
Greg, you know what
He's
they
a genius.
say?
He's a genius.
You know what they say? They say, be true to your teeth or they'll be false to you. Now take us away with a number. Anything you want. Anything you want. Anything you want.
All right. You can hear the piano all right, yeah? I'll play a song from Spirit Fingers, a really quick one. This is just the melody. I also write pretty complicated jazz music, so this is one of the tunes that's in the time signature 1316, and it's called Find. little taste of it, but you can always listen to the whole thing online. It's actually a really long song, but wanted to give
Oh my
you a
God,
try.
that was incredible. That was so beautiful. Really,
Thank you.
I'm amazed at people. I need to learn how to play the piano. I can air piano it. When I hear it, I feel it, my fingers move. So maybe, you know, if you need a couple extra dollars, you can teach me virtually how to do a little, you know, basics, A, S, D, F, G, H, K, whatever.
All right, let's do it. I'm a harsh piano teacher though. I'm practically
That's
Russian.
fine. That's fine. I'll just make you laugh the whole time if I'm
All right, it's
in a good
deal.
mood.
Great.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate the band loves you. And we're going to move on to Don't Forget About Me. You guys take a look at this right here.
Here in this room, we learned how to be two young souls in need to free the artist's mind. There's beauty in a thought which turns into a word, a shield or a weapon that's for us to decide. Hey, hey, hey.
Kept us so free to be, oh to be, to dig into a world that is beyond the world I see. An open path of love, you unlocked a fearful mind, teaching us to find a reality of peace.
So don't forget about me, he said.
Don't forget about me, he said.
Don't forget about me, he says. Don't forget about me. So it's me and my brother, we're here to sing this song, to keep the spark on going
as you did for so long.
You kept the truth ringing, so you promised you'll keep on singing and raise a glass to nothing. That's all you did for love. So don't forget about me.
Don't forget about me, he said.
Don't forget about me, he says. Don't forget about me.
There she is, suitcase in her hand. It's time to leave again for another dream she's had. She takes off to find that she's safer in the sky, and no one's left behind. You are free to fly. So don't forget about me. Don't forget about me, she says. Don't forget about me, she says.
Don't forget about me, my friend. Don't forget about me, my friend. Don't forget about me, my friend. Don't forget about me.
Welcome back, everybody. We have the band and we have Alyse, who is a photographer who knows Luke and Elias since I don't know how long.
Before the womb, I guess, because our parents, my dad, when he was a kid in middle school, met Jay, their father, who is also my dentist, by the way. And that's just like how far back our family goes, just forever. Yeah.
That's amazing. So your art, which is photography, is woven into the heartstrings of this band, for
Oh,
lack of a
goodness.
better.
So
See what I
true.
did there? That's why they pay me the big bucks, girl.
Yeah, I mean, I just first want to say how cool this is because because I've known them for so long and they're like my surrogate brothers, and I've seen these two boys just go through like all these different phases in life of music, and it's just so amazing, and I feel so honored to be here with you guys to celebrate the release of your first album. It's just such a big deal. But yeah, I'm so lucky that I get to just be a really small part of their art, and they asked me to come into the studio once and photograph them, and I went to one of their shows and got to photograph them on stage, and I think what's so great about being so close with them and them feeling like family is that it really comes through in the photos, and there's a lot of intimacy in the photos, and I think a big part of photography is being able to bring that wall down between you and your subjects, and since they're family, there's no wall there, so I can just like literally get like right up in their face and snap away. So it's just a blast to work with them.
You see their soul, you know their soul, and then you're able to capture their soul in the moment, you know?
Yeah, it's a ton of fun.
Well, your piece is not small to this puzzle because all the ingredients go into the cauldron to make the magic potion, you know? Every piece is just as important.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Elias, talk to me. Talk to me about the making of the album, the creation of it, of the song.
So this song, well, the music video is featuring my first pottery teacher, Dominic. And he was teaching me since I was 7, 8 years old. And he's been my only pottery teacher my whole life. I never took from another teacher, and I never felt inspired to. I will at some point, maybe, but it was just one of those people who influenced my life so deeply. And it was as a child, like most of us, I had emotional regulation difficulties. I could not regulate my emotions. And he was a teacher who let me be myself in the room, throw clay on the ground, throw clay on the table, and create the way I needed to when I was a child. And that changed my whole life. And I'm still a potter from that. And so I felt to feature him in this video, just doing what he does. And the song is about those teachers who affect you and change you forever. And they can be those teachers, and they can be friends, they can be family, and it's about never forgetting them. And remembering that some of our greatest fears are being forgotten, and it's up to us as individuals to remember the people who have changed us and affected us, and so that they're not forgotten. And at least that's a fear I hold. And he's someone who made me remember that everyone who matters to you will be remembered forever, because they've just impacted you that deeply. And so if we take moments to recognize them in our body and our heart, then we can continue to be lifted the way they lifted us then. And so that's the end of my vomit of words.
No, it's beautiful. And I just want to add to that. The people that are watching this is beautiful, and you can get, everybody's a teacher to us, your friends, your family, people you know, but also there are people who are strangers who you would never expect to be able to give you these nuggets of wisdom. And just personally, and I'm not taking it to making this about me, but I was at the lowest point of my life in my early 30s, and I was on the train, and a very fucked up, on drugs or something, woman, this older woman, said, I was very upset, and she looked at me and she said, "What are you so upset about? You better live your life as though this is your second chance." And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to live my life as though this is my second chance. And so all this to say, you never know who our teachers are going to be, because that one impactful thing changed my life forever. So.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
And now we're going to go to the next song, Sorrow. Sorry to be no, but it's Sorrow. Please check out this video. I'm sure you guys are going to love it like the rest of the music.
Fight the fight. Don't look back, it's all you have. You'll be alright. Don't be afraid, I got your back. Don't hold on so tight. Just let go, it's always new. If only I could allow my mind to rest in you. But there's too much sorrow in the way. So I compete with age, growing pains to become a man. So I turn the page, wake up early and start again. But there's too much sorrow, too much sorrow. And I was born forgiven. All that comes my way, and I was born for living, but I'm wasting my time, just wasting my time. I was born forgiven. Comes my way. I was born for living, and I'm taking my time, taking my
Cuz that song was heavy. Cuz talk to me about like what was the inspiration there?
So the inspiration for Sorrow was oh man, I'm always the one that's being it's not you that like we all decided together to do it in this order, but I shouldn't have picked the songs that were like the most depressing every time I come on. I should have picked like just a little bit or like, you know. But Sorrow is a song that is really, so this is like an interview that we're having now for this album and like this layer of what the song means. But then like for the after party, we can talk about like what the song really means. You know what I mean? Like there's so many layers to what these songs really mean. And the crazy thing is it's about people that are like in this chat, and we all know these people in this chat. And like, that's the beauty of this album, is that they're about each other, and it's not always good things. Which is even more crazy, that we're all trying to navigate together how to be better people, but there's too much sorrow in the way. I keep bringing back the verse, but there's too much sorrow in the way. And I'm competing with age, and I'm competing with all of these obstacles, and I get to the light, but there's too much sorrow in the way. It keeps dropping down lyrically and melodically in that section of the song. But we finished writing this song in Maine at this place called the Barn Arts Collective. I couldn't finish it. I've had this song kind of swimming around for many years actually, and I couldn't figure it out. I just always had the verse. And then when we were at the barn, it was me and Elias and Marina and Quiggins, and we were just sitting around, and I was messing around with this bridge idea, and I can't remember. I think it was Elias who said, "Stop, what did you just do?" It was one of those moments. And I found the bridge, and then all of a sudden the bridge of the song opened up the entire story for me. And the bridge is, I was born forgiven. All that comes my way. I was born for living, but I'm wasting my time. And then the three of us, they support me in the next part. I don't know if I'm making sense, but this song really is an ode to your deepest, deepest sorrows that are sitting within you. That I hope when people listen to it know that they're not the only ones feeling those things. You know.
When I heard Luke sing those words, "I was born forgiven, all that comes my way," I realized what the song was about is we're born forgiven, or we're born forgiving all that comes our way. Everything that comes our way, we can give. Or we're born forgiven. We're born perfectly clear and honest, and then we fall into sorrow. And that's why I love the song. It falls into sorrow at the end, and we forget what was in the middle, which is that we're born forgiven, and sorrow then sweeps people over, and they get stuck in that cycle of sorrow. And this song helped, as Luke was saying earlier. The reason I jumped back in is because Luke was saying this is how we feel about each other. This is how Luke is communicating to Marina and I how he feels about the world. This is how we communicate, and all of a sudden it's an album. But that's what I love about this song, and what you're saying, Luke, of if these feelings are coming towards people in our lives and who are here right now. And I hope to those people, they're hearing what we're saying about how we felt about the world, but now it's not ours anymore. Now it's nice to release it out and allow everyone to feel, hopefully, that when they feel resonance, it's because we feel them, or that they're not alone in their sorrow. We're many of us, if not every human on earth, is experiencing sorrow. And I hope this helps people feel it and release and feel that they're connected to a larger sum of us who are, moving through. So I'm grateful for Luke for writing this song and bringing it forward, and then sharing it with us. And it's a great gift that he shares these certain songs that really come through him so wholeheartedly. It's a gift to support.
I just want to jump in really quick and say that this is my favorite song on the album. And the boys always make fun of me because it's like so emo, but it means so much to me that place of sorrow, of not being able to cut through the sorrow and to get over all that stuff is the place we are all at right before we say enough. And it's the shooting off place, into something better. So into letting go, like Elias was saying. So that's why I love this song, because I think we've all been there, and it resonates so deeply with me every time I hear it, because it's so honest. And I'm just really thankful Luke wrote it.
Well, how beautiful and vulnerable is it when you put your heart out there and show the darkness? Again, we spoke about this earlier, where so many people, especially on social media, are trying to cultivate, the perfect, I'm great, I've, hashtag living my best life, when in reality, we're all a little fucked up. So when somebody is able to articulate that through music, people feel seen, they feel heard, they feel legitimized, that they're not the only ones, that everyone's great except for them. So your honesty and vulnerability opens up doors and minds and allows people to, I hate to use the word normal, because fuck normal, but more accepted and more seen.
Yes.
I truly believe that.
Absolutely.
Do you guys want to introduce PM, or do you want me to do it? What do you tell it? I mean, this is live, folks. We're doing it live.
Yeah, Quiggins and Alanna.
Alanna, please.
Yeah, jump on.
Alanna,
Totally,
Sam
and
Quiggins,
Nyssa.
Nyssa, Jamal, not sure. Alanna, who's are you? Oh, there's everybody. Hello.
Hi.
Look at that beautiful fireplace. Look at everybody looks
I
so
know, she's
beautiful.
really doing
I feel so festive.
Tis the season.
When you
Tis
guys
the
play together,
season.
tis the season. Well, happy holidays. If anybody's celebrating with latkes tonight, I'm on a keto, so I couldn't have latkes. But tell me, when you guys make music and play together, it sounds like magic. Can you talk about like this? It's almost like everybody's putting in a little of ingredients to make this thing come to life.
Yeah, totally, like music in general, I think like has that element of like collaboration and like making those things come to life. This next video we're about to watch, actually nobody's really seen here, which is very exciting. It's wild that I was like entrusted to do this very last second, but the idea behind this next video, like really quickly, was essentially PM is kind of like the tail end of the album to AM, and AM is kind of this mantra and this prayer to the sun, and then PM is kind of the same melody but similar prayer and mantra to the moon. And I wanted to offer this intention and this experience to performers in like a very live setting. So we had this whole idea planned out in New York City at a location. We had coordinated with people's schedules, and everybody was like COVID ready, and it fell through last second. And then we kind of came because of COVID. Thank you, COVID.
And Alanna, you put this video together, right?
Alanna did this last night. Yeah.
Yeah, I stayed up all night.
Yeah, this came a few hours ago. So, but we basically had this other idea where essentially I hit up Nyssa, and Nyssa was a really important part of doing this together. I played with Nyssa for a long time, and me, Nyssa, and Luke have performed together and collaborated together for a really long time. So it was like really important to have her on board and something to do. So Nyssa and I kind of did, anybody cut me off if I keep speaking too long, but Nyssa liked to call it the pen pal game, which I really liked a lot. But it was kind of this idea where we improvised on a drone note, but essentially the same intention that you hear in the song PM, but we would pass it back and forth, where we just remotely would record ourselves, and I would send it to Nyssa and be like, you play whatever you want with what I did, and then please add some more, and then we'll keep going back and forth, and we fit it together kind of like a puzzle to a certain point. And then I basically asked Alanna and a friend of mine, Jamal, to piece together a video along with this, same intention, but again, just kind of giving the liberty to, in the moment when you perform to this intention, like it is your free expression. It's up to you in the moment how you want to perform it. And we just kind of at every aspect tried to like honor that idea that it was everybody's input equally. And so the next video is kind of a creation with that idea in mind, with this intention behind the track PM, which Luke and Marina wrote. And
Sam, I need the name of your edible guy, because your edibles look like they're like you're in heaven right now. Nyssa,
we're gonna talk.
Nyssa, how did this make you feel?
Oh, it was such a gift, honestly. Playing with Sam is just like putting on a cozy sweater. I think we were like musical twins separated at birth. There's something about just our phrasing. I just hear it, and it even through headphones instead of being in the same room, it just felt like I knew where he was going. And And thank you, side note, for everyone watching. This is an incredible group of people that I'm so grateful to know. So I hope you're happy that you're here too, because that means that but anyway, I'm so happy to be a part of this, and I really think you guys are gonna like it. So
Alanna, congratulations for doing this, because everybody, let's give a little round of applause, a big round of applause to Alanna. And if it weren't for her, you wouldn't be watching this next video. PM.
Moonbeam rise over me. Moonbeam rise over me. Keep my head from shaking when I know too well. Keep me feeling heaven as I walk through hell. Keep my heart open wide, wide. Keep my heart open wide.
Hello, everybody. We just wanted to, and I'm going to hand this over to the band. We wanted to thank everybody for joining us tonight. It means so much to the band. It means so much to all of us that you're here, and we hope that we inspired you and the band inspired you. And I'll let everybody take it away. But if you want to join the virtual after party, you can join me on my OnlyFans. When we're going to hit Club Bed with DJ Sheets. Just kidding. I don't have an OnlyFans. I'm too old and too fat. Here we go. Take it away, guys.
Man.
Thank
Sam,
you.
Sam,
Yeah,
first,
Sam.
wait, just let me just say real quick, Sam, that was badass, man. That video.
Sam, Nyssa, thank you so
Alanna,
much.
Amazing.
Beautiful. You guys so much. I was bawling my little face off. I love you guys so much. I'm
so
so
good.
proud to know you and to love you all. And thank you all for being a part of this night.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Could I have been more sentimental? I'm sorry. I wanted to get, I also felt a little lump in my throat, but I wanted to bring it up on a high note. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
No, please.
Oh, that was perfect.
You
It's just
nailed it,
I had
Sam. Thank you so
nailed
much.
it. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Wow, what an experience.
Yeah.
We
Thank
love
you,
to seeing
everyone.
you guys all. You could send my check to 440. Now, Peter, everybody, it was so great to meet you.
Hi, Sam.
And we'll see you soon.
And everyone, thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom, for helping us out here. Come on here,
Oh,
Tom.
yeah.
Come,
Tom, come on
Tom.
here. You saved the day.
Come on, Tom.
Hi, everybody.
Tom.
Thank you, Tom.
Hey, thank you, Tom, for helping us out. All right, we love you all.
Tom is a
Hey,
magician.
thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy
holidays.
holidays.
Bye.
Can you take me away from here? Can you take me away from here? Need your face to face my fears. Oh, it's you, my love. It's you, my love. It's you, my love, who helps me breathe. Take my hand and run with me. Take my hand and run with me. Fear not, love, we're of the sea. Oh, it's you, my love. It's you, my love. It's you, my love, who helps me breathe. When do we listen? When do we listen to our hearts? When do we listen? When do we listen to our hearts? Oh, when do we listen? When do we listen to our hearts? When do we listen? When do we listen? When do we listen to our hearts? Don't grow away from me. Don't grow away from me. Oh, it's you, my love. It's you, my love. Oh, it's you, my love, who brings